Hey everybody, so starting again with today's plays, and yesterday was probably my best day of picking ever, which unfortunately means that it usually corrects itself because they don't build those huge casinos because they're not making money. But let's recap what happened yesterday. So I began the day, and those were my beginning balances. I highlighted in yellow the balances on the money that I had. So I started with 120 in underdog, and after the games were done, I was at 247 on underdog. So that's pretty good. I netted 127, plus I have an additional $29 on a Super Bowl bet there. Prize picks, I started the day with 30 and ended the day with 60, and there's a $25 Super Bowl bet there too. So I do have bets in play already for the Super Bowl. DraftKings pick 6, I started the day at 309 and ended the day at 584. It's just unfortunate that I don't have as many options, especially I don't have college basketball to play on DraftKings Pick 6. Hopefully they have that changed maybe before March Madness. So this was the recap from yesterday, and the one I missed on was the Bamba under. He went over. He had a great game. He's a great player, so stuff like that's going to happen. Unders are always a little tricky. It's not my favorite thing to bet, but if the numbers are there, the numbers are there. And so NBA, we hit them all, so that was good. The Collins was a little bit of a sweat because the game was a blowout, and I was really concerned he wouldn't get in, but he got in with 4.5 minutes left in the game and ended up covering his over. And both of the NHL came in, so there's not as much flexibility with the NHL play, so I really won't be doing a ton on that. So for today, what we're looking at, and the first two, I'm going over on the rebounds again. Yesterday's best top two was rebounds. Today, we have Barnheiser over 4.5 rebounds. He's hit 75% on the year on that. And we have Nate Heiss, and he is over 5.5 rebounds, and he's hit that in all of his last 5 games. So that's what I'm keying on. Then there's Antonio Reeves under 27.5 points, rebounds, assists. He is a big-time player. He will be a pro. On Kentucky, he has only hit the number 37% on the year, and in the last game against the Gators, Kentucky scored 87 points, and he still hit 21 on his points, rebounds, and assists. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen this game, but that's where the numbers look at on there. Tamar Bates of Missouri under 16.5 points, and Boo over 4.5 assists. He has hit this in his last 4 games, and so it's a fun one there. We have the NBA plays now, the red lines on there. That's because of blowout potential. In basketball, the two things that can really destroy your plays are foul trouble, and that can get you in college or NBA, but blowouts, which is a much bigger concern than NBA because college tends to keep tight rotations, and even if a team's up by 20 because of the swings in college basketball, they tend to keep their players in there. So blowout potential is a bigger danger in the NBA. So I don't love the plays today, but these are the ones that I was keying on. Brooks Lopez over 19.5 points, rebounds, assists. He's hit in 9 of his last 10. Jalen Duren over 26.5 points, rebounds, assists. I really like him. I really like him as a player. but that game does have a huge spread. And Cleveland, even though it says 24th against the position, they do have some big bodies there. Mitchell over 10.5 rebounds and assists. He's hit his last 5 games. He's been on fire. Again, that's the Cleveland-Detroit game, though, so there is, I don't think it's the biggest spread on the table. I think I can't remember. I think the Mavericks game might have the biggest spread. Forgot. Jalen Green over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He has been phenomenal. Those are his lines from his last 3 games of points, rebounds, and assists. You can see 250s in there. Giannis over 11.5 rebounds. Again, it's the spread, so that one does concern me. And then Plumlee under 9.5 rebounds and assists. He's only hit the over 13% on the year. He's 1 out of his last 5 on getting over that number. And the Clippers do have a lot of blowout potential in their game. And the last time, the last blowout, which I think was the Boston game, he didn't hit the number. The bottom 2 I could only find on Prize Picks, and they were offered as goblins, which means you don't get as much. Durant over 4.5 assists. He's hit his last 5 games, 68% of the year. Prize Picks has it at 3.5 assists, which looks really good, but like I said, you get a decreased amount. And Butler to hit a 3, he's hit 1 in his last 5 games. So that's what's going on there. NHL plays, just like yesterday, I only got 2. It's really hard to find a good NHL play. And I don't love them. So we have the 2 shots on goal. Of all the ones I prefer to do shots on goal than any other NHL stat, except for maybe goalie saves. And so I only made an AHL play on DK Pick 6 because that's where I had the most amount of stuff to play with. So I just played a $25 play on those 2 plays. Pretty much the same thing I did yesterday. So the plays I made on CBB, college basketball, so that's where you can see the plays. I did 37. $72 on Underdog on college basketball on Prize Picks because I have a lot less there to play with. I did $20 and I could only find 2 of the props that I really liked for college basketball, so I did those 2 and I added in the Durant over 3.5 assists so that because the Barnheiser and Boo play on the same team, so I needed to have a player from a different team. NBA plays, and with all the blowouts, I didn't love today's games, but I went ahead and made some plays anyways, especially on DraftKings. And I will check on DraftKings and see if they add more plays later in the day. I might revisit and make a couple of additional plays because that's the account where I have the most fun money to play with right now. But those are the ones I did. They didn't have rebounds and assists on DK, so I had to do Plumlee less than his points, rebounds, assists. Took Lopez on the over, and then they didn't have Jalen Green over on his. They didn't have his points, rebounds, and assists. So I will be seeing if it pops up on DraftKings because I would like to play that. On Prize Picks, where I had the least amount to play with, I did do a $20 play. You can see there, which. Butler to hit the 3 and Durant over 3.5 assists. Those were the Goblins with the lesser payout. And then I took Plumlee and Jalen Green. And then on Underdog, I only made 1 NBA play today. So those are the balances I started the day with. And so after the plays, and if I don't touch, I won't be touching Prize Picks because if I lose my plays, I want to keep that in there for Friday for the protected parlay. Underdog, I'll still have 150 to play with, Prize Picks 20, and I'm still over 500 on DraftKings. I'm probably going to do a withdrawal regardless of what happens today, just to maybe have a nice dinner with my wife. But I will also I want to wait to see what happens today in case there's a little extra in there so I can withdraw a little extra. So that's it for today. Good luck, everyone. Remember to stay within your budgets when playing. And I hope we have another banner day like yesterday.